Another thing I wanted to show you real quick was how to manage the documents inside the system. Like there's certain action items that you can perform with documents that are stored inside of eFileCabinet. You can right-click on any document and see a list of action items that are there, but you can also see them here at the very top. So for example, there's an option for me to be able to print this out. If I actually do want to print it out, have a hard copy of it, allows me to save it to my computer, which remember that this is a client-server-based utility, so most of these documents are stored on a server. So if you'd like to store this locally, of course you could do it with drag and drop. There's also a save here. A lot of different options here that allow you to be able to look with a document. One of the things that you can do is you can check out a document. This allows you to be able to edit a document. So if I select checkout, what it's going to do is it's going to actually launch the document in my PDF editor. Let me make this smaller so it's a little bit easier to look. So this is my PDF editor, and now allows me to be able to take a document and I can put a note on there and I can make edits to that document, and then I can save that document, and then as I close it, it's going to give me the option that says, allows me to be able to select versioning if I'd like to apply versioning to this, which will allow me to make multiple or keep multiple versions of a document and not change the original as well. So the versioning is another tool that we have that allows you to be able to do that. So I'm just going to check that document back in, and you can see that here's that change to that document that I just made. That post-it has been added to that particular document as we check it back in. So the check-in checkout feature allows you to be able to edit those documents and then create multiple versions of that document as well. One of the things that we have as well is, let's say you want to send a document to by way of email. If the document is a PDF that you're trying to email and you select email, eFileCabinet is going to give you the option to be able to encrypt that document if you'd like to. So you can put a password on that, and you can disallow people from printing or copying of text, a lot of different things that are on there. You don't have to put one on there, and you just select OK. And then what it's going to do is it's going to launch your default email client that allows you to be able to send this to somebody if you'd like to, and it has that document attached to it. So that's something that comes with the product as well. So now one of the other things I want to talk about is security. eFileCabinet allows you to be able to put security on the cabinet level, on the drawer level, on the folder, and on the file level. So you can be as granular in granting people access to a specific document as you want to. So as I look at this application, let's say I want to prohibit somebody from actually accessing this particular document. I can limit who can and cannot have access to this specific document as I go into this document. I can also limit what they can do with that document. If I want to limit I don't want them to be able to delete it, or I don't want them to edit it. And this allows me to be, like I said, as granular as I want to. Now, I can do that for an individual document. I can do it for a folder. So we're inside of, let's actually go inside Derek Cranes again. Inside his employee information folder, and I can do that same thing inside the folder and the documents that are below inside of below that folder, the documents that are stored inside that. And of course I could do that with the drawer as well. So security is a little bit flexible in allowing you to be able to limit what people can and cannot do inside the system with not only just the drawers and the folders, but the actual individual files as well. So one of the other things I want to talk about real quick was users. It's very easy to be able to manage the users and be able to give somebody access to the system. So if I want to give somebody access, all I need to do is select new user, and I give them a name, and I give them a password. And I can limit what their permissions are, what tools they can access inside the system. I can also make them a member of a group, which is really nice because as I apply, I can maybe give specific groups rights to individual files, folders, or cabinets. So I don't have to manage each individual person. That's what this allows me to do. So very simple and easy to add a particular user, and then of course to edit them, you just double click on them, and then you can edit what their permissions are and things like that. So very simple. That's what groups allow you to do. So. All right, well, that's kind of a brief overview of our product. I just wanted to go over that with you. However, I wanted to go over a couple of add-on features that we have with our product as well. Now, these features that I'm about to show you are like I said, some of our add-on features. Some of our customers find these very beneficial, and some don't. So they don't come standard, but they are available as an add-on feature. The first thing I wanted to show you was our OCR, or optical character recognition. And what that does is that allows you to be able to take a document that's been scanned in and turn that into searchable text. And let me show you an example of that. We're actually going to go over here, and I'm going to go into Abraham Lincoln's tax program, or tax folder, and we're going to look at his W-2 here. Now, this is the W-2 that we scanned in. Now, this document, we're not able to search for text inside of this document, and the reason for that is that any document that's been scanned in is an image. It's basically a picture. And so if you try to search for text inside this document, you're not going to find it. In fact, let's try to find text within this document. And I try to search for the word Washington. And I try to find something. It's going to say, I can't find that name inside this document. So our OCR, what it does is it goes through each document that's been scanned in and says, is this a letter or is it a number? And if it is, it tries to convert that into an actual text, and it goes through the entire document and does this, so that what it looks like is this. So after I've OCR'd that document, it looks a little bit different, but now as I look for the word Washington, you can see it brings it up. And where this becomes really beneficial is if you have large documents and you're trying to search for text inside that document, allows you to do it. Remember, we have this advanced search which has a full text searching. So what this does is this allows me that as I try to search for the word 0016 here, 0016, and I'm going to look for that text inside of files, and I click search, you'll see that it brings up that specific document, and that's because of the 0016 inside of it. So that's when OCR becomes beneficial, is when you're looking for a document that contains a specific text that you're looking for. The second add-on feature I wanted to tell you about was our enhanced security. Now, enhanced security, what that does is that allows you to be able to track all of the activity that goes on inside the system, to see who's doing what with all of your files. So let me show you an example. So we're going to go into Derek Crane's drawer here, and if I go up here to the items logs, you'll see all of the activity that we've done inside the system is tracked inside the system here. It shows that we created drawers, that we added security, that we viewed documents. All that information is tracked inside the system. And again, you can be as granular. You want to look at specific users, or you want to look at who's been accessing what particular tools inside the system. That's what advanced security allows you to be able to do. Some industries require this auditing capability. This information is non-customizable. You can't delete it. You can export it to a CSV for reporting purposes, but as I mentioned, some industries require this auditing capability. However, most of our customers like this just to have some visibility into knowing who's doing what with the documents inside of their system. So that's what the advanced security allows you to be able to do. The other add-on feature that we have is document retention. And what document retention allows you to do is it allows you to set a time bomb basically on a document sometime in the distant future for an action that you'd like to have. If you'd like to have that document deleted, if you'd like to have that document moved or copied, that's what the system allows you to do. And let me show you an example. Like remember we moved Julius Caesar into the terminated section because he was just terminated. And then we'll select his I-9 folder here. And as you may know, if you terminate an employee, you're required to keep their I-9 on file for at least a year. So after a year, we don't want to have this on file anymore. We want it deleted from our system. We want to free up the space. And so what we can do is we can come over here to the retention tab. And this allows us to set a date. I can just select here, and you can say, you know what, in 1 year, I want this document to be deleted. And again, you can say you want this document to be removed or copied or purged, whatever it is that you'd like to do. You can set a specific date if you want to, and between now and then you can say I want this document to be protected from deletion. I don't want anybody deleting it, or maybe you don't want anybody just even modifying it. You can do that as well. You can lock that document down to prevent people from doing that. And an administrator can always go back and unlock it later on, but that's what the document retention allows you to do. So I'll select OK, and then what's going to happen is in 1 year from now I'm going to get a message that basically says, hey, there's a document that's reached its retention, what would you like to do? Basically what it will look like is down here, some of you may have noticed this blinking light the entire time down here, and that's because I set a document to reach the retention date, so I can show you what that looks like. So I click on this and it says Ryan Luke, an employee that we had that was maybe a year ago that was terminated. He's reached his this I-9 has reached his retention date, and a suggested action is to purge that. So I can click this, click the document, click next, and it remembers to purge because that's what I said I wanted it to do. I click next, and then it gives me a warning. It says purged items cannot be restored, and if I want to delete that, I can put in my password and it'll allow me to be able to delete that. So, but I don't have to purge it if I don't want to. If I've changed my mind and want to move it or copy it, I can do that as well. So that's what document retention allows you to do, is it allows you to set at some time in the future for an action to be performed on a specific document.